Hello you lovely lot, it's Abby here again. I am back with my fourth and final video today for Valentine's Day. I've already treated you, I hope, to 3 other videos. I'm a writer and I wanted to come on here today because it's Valentine's Day and do some videos about love. Not the very narrow type of romantic love that Valentine's Day promotes and tries to get us to spend all our money and makes us feel crap, but different types of love, all the types of love that make the world go round. So my books are called Life is Yours, Destiny is Yours, and Everything is Yours, and together they make the Life is Yours trilogy. Some of you might have read them, some of you might not, but the point is that they do explore various different types of love. There is romance involved, which is great because people like a romantic story, but there are other types of love that get my main character Jess through her adventures. So in my previous videos I have talked to you about, first of all, unrequited love, which was very difficult for Jess at the beginning of her story in the Life is Yours book right at the start. So I did you a little reading from this about Jess and how hopeless she felt when her fiancé walks out on her, because at that point she does not know that the rest of her year is going to be really incredible in places. So that was the first video. The second video we looked at the love in friendships, and we talked about how important it is for us to recognize that, to develop it, to maintain it, because friendships are so integral to our life. So I did you another reading from Life is Yours about how Jess's friends support her through all her troubles. And then in my last video, the third one, I talked about soulmate love and read you quite an intense encounter from Destiny is Yours, which was based on how I met my husband. So I'm putting a lot out there and I hope that you enjoyed to hear that reading, because it was very similar to how it happened for me. And looking at soulmates and this idea of having known somebody before, feeling like you've known someone and having this connection, which is kind of inexplicable and the logical mind can't really get a handle on it. So you have to kind of let love take over. So that was the third one. But right now, for my fourth and final video, I want to talk to you about self-love. It sounds a bit twee, it's banged on about in social media a lot, and even a lot of companies now, like companies that sell all sorts, perfumes, candles, leggings, spa treatments, anything, it talks about self-love. But what actually is it, and what is the point of it really? Also in our society, we're kind of encouraged to be very self-deprecating, and we're not, certainly in this culture, we're not encouraged to say good things about ourselves. So I turned all of that around when I went through my heartbreak a long time ago in 2006, and learned that self-love was the only way forward for me. And it was hard and it took time, because I'd spent my life kind of putting myself down quite a lot and being not really having much confidence. I never would have been able to do a video like this, let me tell you. So it takes a while, especially if you're kind of going against the grain of habits that you've already learned. But through like some counselling, some therapies, spending time with friends, spending time on the activities that I love to do, gradually I start to enjoy my own company more, become more comfortable with looking at myself in the mirror. It's not all about the aesthetic, but some of it is. And just kind of really realising, actually, I'm a good person. I enjoy life. I am good to people. And really just noticing that if you don't love yourself, then who else is going to? And really no one else can properly love you until you learn to love and respect yourself. So let's just big that up for a moment. In all of my books, Jess, the main character, is going through that journey of self-love and trying to really get to grips with what that means for her. But in the final book, Everything is Yours, is when it really comes to a head, when she really has to do some deep soulful work to get to the other side and find that love of herself so she can move forward. So I would like to read you something from this book, which is, I haven't read from this book yet, so it's exciting. So I found a part of Everything is Yours. Now, I haven't mentioned this yet in my videos, but Jess tells the whole story, the whole Life is Yours trilogy is told from her point of view. But that's because right at the beginning in the first book, she meets somebody else called Lindy on a beach in Turkey, and it's an evening, it's actually New Year's Eve, and it's dark and it's cold, and they're huddled together around a campfire, and then later on they go for a walk, and then later on they go for a meal, and they've never met each other before, but they just connect on a level that's just very satisfying for both of them. So this little reading that I'm going to read you is Jess and Lindy talking together her about Jess's journey so far because she's telling Lindy her story. They're in a Turkish restaurant. They're just kind of going over what's happened and trying to make sense of it. And Lindy's getting a lot from it. She's learning a lot about herself by listening to Jess's story. So this bit kind of looks at self-love and looks at just that unwavering certainty you can have that in yourself, yes, life is unpredictable and throws up many challenges, but actually if you've got that self-love, then you know that you can manage it and you can cope with it, and maybe not just cope but also thrive as well. So this is a moment between Jess and Lindy whilst they're in the restaurant, and Lindy has just commented that Jess was lucky about something. I'm not going to tell you what she was lucky about because I don't want to spoil it. I've really tried to choose these chapters without giving you any spoilers. So she's just going to say, oh, you're really lucky, and then it picks up from there. This chapter is called Obsessed, and you'll find out why in a minute. So here we go. I don't think it's luck at all, Jess continued. I think it's just part of the shifting story. The shifting story, Lindy said. Come on, you'll have to give me more than that. Well, what I'm thinking is that energy is a powerful thing, right? Right. Good. So when we're feeling good, we put out an energy that is what? Joyful? Helpful? Easy? Relaxed? Yep, Lindy said, depending on the circumstances. It could be dynamic, confident, catching even. Lindy thought about how much better she felt since she'd met Jess earlier that evening. Yes, good energy could definitely be catching. Totally, Jess said. And we know from the genius science people that energy is changeable, yes? It never disappears into nothing, but it does change and morph and grow and vibrate. It's always doing something. Agreed. And energy affects the things around it, like the way a flower blooms in the sun or a baby feels happy when his mother smiles. And there's loads of research that shows that thoughts hold their own kind of energy, that what we think about somehow resonates further out than our own little minds, and the universe takes it on. It does something with it. You've been spending too much time with that Sandra, Lindy laughed, but still nodding for Jess to carry on. I know, right? But it's true. We've probably all noticed it. The minute you decide you are worthy of something, an opportunity comes along. Or, at the other end of the scale, the longer you feel you aren't worthy, the more likely you'll stay stuck. Anyway, what I'm learning is that it takes enormous shifts in your mindset and your beliefs if you want these energies to work for you. And without even realising it, that's what I've been doing this whole year. Oh my God, you totally have, Lindy agreed. Jess was certainly shifting the energies and her story like she'd said. Anyway, I think something weird happened when I walked out of Sandra's house that night. There was such a big change in my mind. And your heart? Yeah, and my heart. It was such a big change that, like a pebble being dropped into a pond, that energy rippled outwards. And the universe served up even more stuff to see if I was really serious, to see if I really meant it. Oh, more stuff, Lindy asked. There's more. Come on, Lindy. The things that happened next, I'm telling you, were off the charts and pretty damn hard to get through, if I'm honest. The universe really knows its stuff. Well, the universe is mean. No, Jess smiled, and her blonde curls tumbled forward to frame her lips. Was there no end to this woman's positivity? The universe loves me. Like, really loves me. Is obsessed with me, in fact. It's embarrassing. Lindy giggled and stamped her feet out on the cushions in front of her. She was starting to get pins and needles, but it was actually mildly pleasant, a reminder that she was alive. Yeah, that would be embarrassing. You get used to it, Jess shrugged. And I hope you get used to it too, Lindy, because I can tell you something. Jess leaned forwards and lowered her voice to a kind, caressing whisper. The universe is obsessed with you too. There you go. That's my other little reading from Everything Is Yours, from the final book in the Life Is Yours trilogy. And it's just that little exchange between Jess and Lindy that reminds Lindy that it's not all about Jess. You know, everything that Jess has accessed, all of these learnings that Lindy can access too, and that the universe is there to support her and encourage her in her self-love journey. So I don't know if that made sense on its own in isolation. It's always hard to tell because obviously I know the whole story, but I hope you liked it. I hope it was a little bit intriguing and that it got you wondering about the Life Is Yours trilogy. And thank you so much for spending this time with me, celebrating all these different types of love. We've looked at unrequited love, we've looked at friendship love, we've looked at soulmate love, and we've looked at self-love. And I know it's been a whistle stop tour, but it's been great, and thank you so much for watching. Anybody who's got any questions for me about my experience of, you know, meeting my husband or going through that journey of self-love or writing the books, just let me know in the comments. I always love to hear from readers. I love interacting. Writing's quite a lonely job, so it is really nice that we can use social media to connect on this level. It's amazing. So I've really enjoyed doing these videos. Maybe I'll do more in the future, but thank you for now for holding this space with me, for watching, listening, interacting. It's been amazing, and I'm very, very grateful for my readers, like so much. Without readers, there's no point in writing books, so thank you so much for investing your time and your energy in me. Mwah! You're all amazing. I hope you've had a beautiful Valentine's Day on whatever level, with whoever, on your own, with someone else, with friends, with pets, with children. I just hope it's been lovely for you, and I wish you nothing but love and light. Okay, guys? Bye!